Hi, I'm Kathy Shaner. I'm here to talk to you about Washington State history in seventh grade. And I'm just going to give you a really brief version of what will happen at curriculum night. All right, first of all, who am I? Um, I am Kathy Shaner, a National Board Certified teacher. I have taught for 17 years, 20 here, but 24 years altogether. I've taken a lot of social emotional classes and professional learning so that I can work with your students in the best way and working with their interests and their love of learning. The curriculum for Washington State history is from the fur trade in the 1800s into World War II and plus current events. We're working with the geography of Washington, the Washington State government, Native American sovereignty, which is something a lot of kids don't know, progressive era, and World War II and Japanese incarceration. And in U.S. history, we'll go further than that. We'll use a lot of apps for learning. Will be so much more fun than when I learned history. I won't make it boring. I'll make a lot of writing and analyzing and a lot of different apps for accessing the learning. We use a Washington State history book called Washington State, A State of Contrast, and we'll access that as one of our research vehicles. How will I challenge your student? By knowing their individual skills, levels, and what they begin with, by adjusting the complexity, and by knowing just their interests, what gets them engaged. I will teach them to monitor their own growth by knowing the standards, knowing where they're going, and knowing how to level up. If they're at standard at level 3, then how do I get a 4? And that 4 means that they are answering why quite often, or that they're knowing how, what, and why of a particular content. A 4 is not required. A 4 is a choice by the student. How do I process the content in groups and individuals? Like this, for example, assessing individually or assessing together, knowing what they know and how they know it. I listen a lot, formative listening on my part and keeping track. We'll be working with the social studies standards of social studies, civics, economics, geography, and of course, actual historical events. Keep in mind that I want you to have a happy, well-adjusted student. I want to know what spurs them on and what paralyzes them. I don't stress grades. I teach them the content and how to level up. We will go over this roadmap that's in my classroom about where are we going, how are we getting there, how do we know when we've arrived, how do you know if you have a 4? They'll know they have a 3 or a 4 before they show it to me. When an assignment will be assessed is students will have opportunities to practice, notes, games, discussions, quizzes, and then the due date will be clear on Schoology and daily slides. Check the calendars. There will be details in the calendar. And students will have a choice of products, narrative, video, writing. Okay, we talked about that. Thank you for sharing your students with me. I appreciate the PTSA and the Mercer Island Schools Foundation for all the help and grants they give us. And I'm sorry I didn't get to see you at open house.